What's up, fellow geeks on the internet? I'm Tian coming at you with another video. This time we are celebrating LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight's release by looking at some minifigures that I've been accumulating for my collection of LEGO Batman 2 DC superheroes. Now, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight has been my most anticipated game of 2026. I've been excited for it ever since it's been released like everyone else. I've actually been trying to stay away from a lot of the trailers, teasers, and showcases of different suits for the game, just so that way I could experience the game in its entirety. I'm currently a couple of hours into the game, and so far I'm really loving it. Now, the reason why I wanted to celebrate by looking at LEGO Batman 2 is because LEGO Batman 2 was actually not only my first LEGO Batman game, but it was my first ever LEGO game in general. I think I'd seen snippets of LEGO Harry Potter and Indiana Jones in the past, and I think later on had LEGO Star Wars a complete saga on the DS, but LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes was actually my first ever LEGO Batman game, and just LEGO game in general, that I really fell in love with. And I had it for the PS3, which I think I still have my original copy. And over the last few months, I've been slowly accumulating different minifigures to sort of build up a bit of a collection of, I guess, like the main characters from like the main story. So obviously we have Batman, Superman, Robin, who you see throughout the majority of the story, and most of the villains as well. You have Joker and Lex from for the entire story, and then most of the other villains up until like the Arkham Asylum mission. So that's what we have here today. I do have a couple of other minifigures based on to sort of represent the villains that you can unlock, I guess, post game, in the post game or while exploring, as well as two other customs that I wanted to add in as they're in the art style of LEGO Batman 2, as well as sort of what if sort of characters, I suppose you could say. But yeah, starting off with this collection, we have Bruce Wayne. Now this Bruce Wayne is based off of, is from the LEGO Batcave set, as well as based on LEGO Batman 2, his main look in I think one scene in the Batcave. And yeah, this is a really cool figure in a sand blue 3-piece suit. And then all I've done is I've actually switched out the head for a Superman head, as I just think this works much better for a Bruce Wayne. I might get rid of that chin divot detail there just to make it a bit more Bruce Wayne, but I don't know. Overall, I just kind of prefer this figure. Plus, I really love Bruce having this expression as his alternate expression. I don't know why they didn't give Bruce an alternate expression like this on the original minifigure, but yeah, I really like this. Kind of like his, it just suits him more with his playboy, billionaire, philanthropist sort of persona. So yeah, for his public look, I think this works really nicely. Next up, we have the black suit Batman minifigure, more specifically based on the LEGO Batman 2 with the Type 1 cowl that we see from the 2006 sets. And yeah, I really like this figure, and this minifigure is one of the main reasons why I really love the black suit as the main bat suit. This and of course the live action movies, I'd say I just really love how this guy looks, and paired with the other black suits in my collection, the 2006 suit and what I consider my main bat suit, I think these make a really nice collection and a really nice progression. So yeah, these are what I would say my definitive black suit Batman minifigures. I'm really glad I have them in the collection. And yeah, just one more comparison I want to show is the cowls. So this is obviously the one that we've had from I want to say late 2012 or 2013 up until most recently, and then of course this is the more so 2012 and LEGO Batman 2 version of the minifigure with this cowl. And yeah, I think overall I prefer this one over this one. Nothing against this cowl, I don't know, I prefer this look for the minifigure. But yeah. Next up we have Robin, Tim Drake's Robin, not Dick Grayson. The game is wrong. Yeah, this is Tim Drake Robin based on his 1 year later. I think there was an error with the coding or something, which is why his alter ego minifigure is called Dick Grayson when it is meant to be Tim Drake. Even Lego Batman 3 fixes that. But yeah. So basically, it's the minifigure from the 2012 sets, and all I've done is given it this black flat cape, and this looks really nice. I've always preferred Robin with like the flat cape, especially Lego Robin. I mean, this suit I kind of prefer, like, I also like the scalloped look, but in general I prefer Robin having the flat cape just to stand out a bit more than Batman. And yeah, as a kid, this was my definitive duo. I never got like the sets with the black Batman minifigure as a kid. My first ever Lego Batman set was the 2012 Batcave, and so this was a duo I'd always wanted as a kid. And yeah, this just is perfect and just right for me. I love this color combination and look. I also like this symmetry and like the belts as well. So yeah, for me this is like the perfect duo, or in the perfect way, especially in Lego form. Next up, we'll look at some villains. First, we'll look at Lex Luthor. I guess you could say the main antagonist of Lego Batman 2. Joker is also, but I'd say Lex is even more so. But yeah, this is a really nice minifigure. Haven't done anything to this guy. It's just a standard one that we see from the 2012 Superman set. So yeah, really cool minifigure. I do want to try and find the polybag minifigure and give him the deconstructor, as that's obviously his main item or main weapon in that game. But as is, he is pretty cool. Next up, we have the Joker. This is just the 2012 Joker with the double-sided head printing and everything. This is a really cool minifigure, though I will say, comparing this to Lego Batman 3 and Lego DC Supervillains, this is probably my least favorite Lego Joker that we've received. I don't know, I just think this shade of yellow just isn't really my favorite, and the yellow and green combo just doesn't work as well. I just prefer the other three versions, but I am glad that I have this guy in my collection. And it was really nice minifigure to introduce or reintroduce the Lego Batman toy line. Gets the job done, but it just isn't my go-to Lego Joker minifigure. But yeah, overall, really cool figure. Next up, we have probably the best Harley Quinn minifigure that we've gotten. I really like how this minifigure looks. I just love the printing. The red and black just work really nice together on this minifigure. I love the face print. This is my favorite Harley minifigure head. Both the grinning side and the smirking side, which I will say I do like how Joker and Harley have very similar facial expressions. So that is really nice to see. I do like that. Same with like Batman and Robin. I just love the symmetry of those two figures. And yeah, just overall, this has always been my favorite Harley minifigure. And yeah, really glad to finally have it. I never had a Harley minifigure as a kid. I had a couple, but like they were later on. I think there was like a red and blue one from like the Trike set, and the 2013 one, I think, as well. But this has always been my favorite Harley minifigure. Next up, we have the Riddler. So this guy is a really cool minifigure. Nothing much about him. All I've done differently is I've actually just given him this cane from Cantina Bricks. When I bought the minifigure, this cane, it was actually, it was called Bodega Bricks. I think I had some stuff of his in my last Lego video. But yeah, this is a really cool minifigure and just a really cool accessory that I wish Lego had done. But yeah. Next up, we have Two-Face. Again, now if you haven't seen my video from a couple years ago, the Lego Batman Two-Face chase was the 2012 set I wanted most as a kid but never got. I think there was one point in time where I could have bought it, but instead I bought the Bat vs. Bane Tumbler chase instead. And then I just never saw the set again, as I think it was at the end of the runtime of the 2012 sets in stores, so like they discontinued it not long after that. But yeah, this was always a minifigure I wanted as a kid, and that was the set I always wanted as a kid. And so, yeah, when I unboxed that set a little while ago, it was very nostalgic, and just this minifigure in general is very nostalgic to me. I just love the orange and purple color scheme on this minifigure. So yeah, really like how this figure looks, and is probably my favorite of the Two-Face minifigures Lego has officially done. So yeah, just really cool to see. Next up, now this is one of what I'd say is a couple of liberties I've taken for this collection, and that is we've got the 2013 version of the Penguin as opposed to the 2006 version of the Penguin, which is what we saw in Lego Batman 2. And the reason for that, one, I don't have the Lego Batman 1 or the 2006 version of Penguin. I've only got this one and a couple of like the other ones that came out after. But also, I feel like if Lego Batman 2 came out like a couple years later, this would have been the version we would have seen in the game as opposed to the Lego Batman 1 version. So yeah, I did take a couple of liberties there, but overall, he still fits in really nicely in this collection. And yeah, got some back printing there, and just overall, really nice minifigure. Next up, we'll have a look at Poison Ivy. And yeah, really nice minifigure. I've always loved this figure since getting the original Batcave. Just has a very aggressive expression. And yeah, just really like this minifigure. Very nice. I've always really liked the head and like the face and hair of this minifigure. But yeah, really nicely detailed. Now, this is another one I'm taking the liberty of because I've actually misplaced my Lego Batman 2 Catwoman. So standing in, we just have the Lego Batman 1 Catwoman. I just didn't want to miss out on Catwoman as she was, you know, had a bit of a role in Lego Batman 2 in like the Arkham Asylum set. And that's where most of these minifigures take place. And I just wanted to have, you know, some representation. So yeah, this is just the Lego Batman 1 version, and I do need to update and get the Lego Batman 2 Catwoman at some point. But yeah, that's how she looks. She's a very nice minifigure. And yeah. Next up, we have Bane. This is a really nice version. This is, I think, I'd say is probably my favorite Lego Bane minifigure that we've gotten so far based on the comics. I know there's the 2006 version that's really nice with like the dark blue, but I've just always preferred this version of the character. Although this version with like the newest Arkham Asylum head would be perfect. But yeah, I just still really love this figure. Got the Venom tubes on the back. And I will say I do like how Lego Dimensions gave him like the Venom tank backpack as well. So yeah. Second last of the villains of the Arkham Asylum chapter, we have Mr. Freeze. Again, I've taken a bit of a liberty here, same with the Penguin, where this version of the character is supposed to be the 2006 Mr. Freeze, which I don't have that version, so standing in is the 2013. But I think this suits this collection nicely. Is I feel like this is what we would have gotten if they had made these sets prior to the game's release. And yeah, so if we just remove the helmet, the torso has some very nice printing. I've always thought of this as kind of like the Arkham City kind of Mr. Freeze, as just, I get a lot of Arkham City vibes from this torso print. Same with this helmet. So yeah, the face isn't really the greatest. I'm not the biggest fan of this face for Mr. Freeze. I prefer a more stoic expression. But overall, this is a really nice minifigure. And last, for the villain section, we have Scarecrow. So again, another liberty. This is supposed to be the 2006 version, but I wanted to include this one. Plus, I don't have the Lego Batman 1 Scarecrow, as that figure is very expensive. And yeah, I will say this is by far my favorite version of Scarecrow to date. I just love this head print and torso. I like the color combination of the reddish brown and dark brown. And this is my favorite Scarecrow head print as well. I know there's like the original one had a glow-in-the-dark head, but I much prefer this one. And just, I don't know, there's something about this figure that just stands out, and it seems to make it pop more than the future Scarecrow figures that we've gotten. The only one I'd say that comes close to this would be the Lego Batman movie Scarecrow, like the basic outfit, or like his standard outfit, I should say. But yeah, overall, this is my favorite Scarecrow. So with all the main villains from the main story out of the way, I thought we'll move on to the Justice League that show up. So starting off, we'll have Superman. Now this is a bit of a purist or semi-purist custom minifigure, as the main body and legs are from the 2012 Superman minifigure, but the head and cape are actually from a custom. So if you remember in my last Lego video, I was showing off some custom from another minifigures. Well, this head and cape comes from the light blue version of the Lego DC Supervillains Superman. I just think this head that another minifigs captured was perfect to the Lego Games version of Superman, with like his more smirking or like smiling expression, and then like his more serious expression on this side. I just think that better captures his personality from the games. So I just wanted to give that to this version of the character. And then this version of the cape has got his insignia on the back there. So this is just makes like for the perfect Lego Batman 2 Superman. So yeah. And this figure, I do plan on updating, getting a new cape with the emblem on the back. My next Firestar Toys order, I'm going to get a new cape because they now sell those. So yeah. And then again, I'll just bring in Batman here for those two. So the buddy cop duo of Lego Batman 2. They had a very fun dynamic in the game. And then we'll add in Robin for... Whoop, just knock them all over. We'll add in Robin, who was fanboying over Superman, which was always hilarious to see in Lego Batman 2. So there they are, the three protagonists. So there they are. And just real quick, we'll just show off Superman with Lex Luthor as well. So this was always a fun duo. So yeah, I feel like this version of Superman, I'd say this version of Batman got very, became a little bit old because of Lego's reuse. But looking back in like the 2012 context, these guys look really nice today. So for like nostalgic purpose for me anyway. Next up, now this is a fully custom minifigure. So these are Justice League members from the final mission of the game. So we have Green Lantern. So this is actually a custom done by Whirlwind Customs. He does have an Instagram, which I'll link his Instagram down below. I got this custom from Baby Bricks. I think he did have a website, which if he does still have it, I'll pop that in the link as well. But you could either get this singly or in a 2-pack, which came with another minifigure, which you'll see in a minute. But yeah, so this is a really nice custom, perfectly captures the Lego Batman 2 version of Hal Jordan. And yeah, I really like this minifigure. Got some nice white highlighting. Got his classic emblem there. This is the version of Hal's costume where the green tunic stops to a point here, whereas he doesn't have the trunks. You got his green boots printed. I can't remember if in the game if it was printed all the way around or not, but Whirlwind has added the printing all the way around. So, but yeah, that looks really nice. And then you got back printing as well, some nice back printing there. And yeah, overall, this is really nice Green Lantern minifigure. Got a nice custom face for him. No printing on the other side of the head. And Whirlwind Customs has made a custom ring piece, which looks really nice. As you can see, you got the Green Lantern core insignia there. And yeah, this is a very nice version of Hal Jordan. I'm not sure if this is based on New 52 or his costume before New 52, early 2000s look. But yeah, this is obviously the version post Trunks classic Hal Jordan. So this is where, you know, he stitched the trunks, gone for like the shorter tunic. And yeah, very nice. I think it's before New 52, because I don't know. Very nice minifigure overall. Now this next minifigure is another custom by Cantina Bricks, but when I bought it, it was from Bodega Bricks. I actually bought this with the Riddler staff, and this is very sentimental for me because I loved how this minifigure looked as a kid and was kind of like my go-to character, as I'm sure it was to a lot of other people. We have Lego Batman 2's The Flash. Now, I know I think Christo Customs did a version of Flash based on this look, but like that figure is very expensive to find now. I think he did multiple colors, but it's as I said, very hard to find now and very expensive if you do find him. But when Bodega Bricks had this up for pre-order, I made sure to snag it when I could, because as I said, this was very sentimental to me as a kid. I think at one point on like my iPod or my first ever, I think iPod or iPad, something like that, I actually had this version of the Flash as my lock screen or like as my wallpaper. I just love this design so much. I love this cowl as well. I was actually disappointed when I think 2013, 2014, the first official Flash minifigure had the different cowl, like the rubbery one. I was a little bit let down as I just loved this design overall. So when I finally got this in my collection, I was very happy. So yeah, really love this figure. And this cowl is actually fully ABS. I don't know if it's ABS, but it's plastic molded cowl. And yeah, the yellow is done in yellow, red's done in red, plastic. It's very nice. So yeah, there's the face from underneath. So there's Barry, very 2006, 2012-esque Lego Batman designed. So yeah, you got some back printing. You got the wingtips on the boots. There's no printing on the back, but that's fine. That's how it was in the game. And then you got like the more classic Barry Allen Flash emblem and then belt. So yeah, this overall a very nice minifigure. Very happy that I had this guy in my collection. Very nostalgic. So there's Barry. Then next up we have Wonder Woman. This came out in the 2012 set with Lex and Superman. Very nice minifigure as well. Very classic Wonder Woman. And yeah, I do have a lasso, but not with me at the moment, which is why she's not wielding it. But yeah, she does have a double-sided face for a more aggressive facial expression. Like that. So that's very nice. And yeah, just overall, a really nice minifigure. I really love this hairpiece with the tiara printed in. And then, yeah, there's no printing on the back of the legs, but that's fine. Overall, really great minifigure. And the last minifigure, another custom by Whirlwind Customs. This came with the Green Lantern, and it is Martian Manhunter. So Martian Manhunter didn't show up in the end of the game. He was in, I want to say, the cutscene for the 3rd or 4th mission. He was on the Watchtower. I think you could play him later on. But yeah, it's a really nice minifigure. I've always loved this design for Lego Martian Manhunter. I think it's based on like his more modern appearances, so he doesn't have like the trunks. It's more like the pants look. But yeah, really nice look. He also has the pupils as well, like the black pupils, which I mean that's fine. Like it's red eyes with the black pupils, which looks really cool. I think different colored eyes like this, or giving the characters more detailed pupils, works better for alien figures anyway. But yeah, it's really nice. Got the blue cape. Got the back printing there, which is just standard muscle back printing, pretty standard. And yeah, overall a really nice Martian Manhunter figure. Now, I don't have Cyborg. I do have Cyborg minifigures, but none based on Lego Batman 2. So that is one minifigure I'll want to get at some point. Same as Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Or Hawkman and Hawkgirl would be cool to get, but more so, I'd love to get the Cyborg for the final mission. But just real quick, we're going to line up. Oh, and I'm also missing Aquaman, but he's easy to get. I don't think Aquaman was in the main story, I don't think, but I do want to get Aquaman just to have like a more complete Justice League for Lego Batman 2. So, but yeah, for where we are right now with this collection, I'm really happy with how this looks. We have 6 of the 7 members, and yeah, this looks amazing. I guess we can just throw Robin in the back here because he did help out towards the end of the game as well. So, there we go. The Lego Batman 2, Justice League, and Robin. So, yeah, really cool. I love this little collection here. So, yeah, as I said, I do want to get Cyborg, and I do want to get Aquaman at some point. Just, he wasn't in the main game, like the main story, it was more post-game, but, knock him over. But, yeah, just for me, I do want to add Aquaman as well, but, yeah. Now we're moving on to some of the post-game, like, collector figures. So these, like, in the post-game of Lego Batman 2, you could obviously find some characters. You could either buy them if they're heroes or fight them if they're villains to unlock them. Now, all these figures are actually from my Lego Batman 1 collection, just because the versions that came out post, Lego Batman 2 just don't really fit, in my opinion. So starting off, we have Killer Croc. So this is just the Lego Batman 1 version. The Big Fig version from 2015 just doesn't fit the aesthetic that this game has, whereas this game does. I think he actually had back printing in the game, but obviously the actual figure doesn't. But yeah, overall, really nice figure. Next up, this is from Cantina Bricks as well. This is Killer Moth. It's actually done on like the old style purple. So if I bring Joker back in, you can see this is on old purple and that's on the modern dark purple. So yeah, I know there's the 2015 Killer Moth, but I just feel like, again, it's too stylized for this version of the characters. I'm going to give him a stand just because he's going to fall over. It's too stylized. And yeah, I kind of wish, because Bodega or Cantina Bricks, when he was selling this, did have a dark purple version of this minifigure. So he had old purple and dark purple. I kind of wish I got the other, like, dark purple to go with this set, but I think they sold out. So, but oh well, I am happy with this version. It's got a nicely plastic molded helmet and then some custom wings as well. So this guy's awesome. Next up, we have, again from Cantina Bricks, Man-Bat. It looks very nice. This was always my favorite version of Man-Bat. In 2015, when they announced like the minifigure version would get, I was very disappointed because I love this back wing piece. So to have this version in hand was just awesome to get. So yeah, really love how this guy looks. This guy you would have seen in my last Lego video. We have Clayface as another stand-in. So I can't remember who this. I think this was also Cantina Bricks. So, and a bit fitting to show Clayface as he's actually coming out soon in the movie. This is again another custom piece, and then just a plain body. Cantina Bricks did actually offer different facial expressions, but I just got like the standard one, like the standard aggressive facial expression, as I just think it fits the most. And then last villain is Hush. Again, based on Lego Batman 1, and this comes from Orbital Minifigures, who's actually also from Australia, like me, so it's great to find a vendor that's based in my own country, so that's always great. Love his stuff. There's a few more minifigures I want to get from him. But yeah, so got some really nice printing for the head and then the front of the torso. No back printing because it's based on Lego Batman 1. But yeah, really nice minifigure. So there's Hush. And then the last two minifigures, I guess kind of like honorary minifigures. They don't appear in the game whatsoever. They have customs made of them or designs. They fit the art style, but they don't actually appear whatsoever in the game. first up we have Harvey Dent. So this is actually based on the 2012 version of Two-Face. So if I bring him back in there, look at the two of those there. They look really nice. Now, this is actually done by Online Salon. I got this printed for me a couple years ago because I reached out trying to find some customs, and he was generous enough to reprint this one for me. So, yeah, I really love this minifigure, and it was one that I remember seeing 111 Brick Reviews 111 review as a kid. I used to watch that review a lot, as this was one of the ones I really wanted as a kid. So when I finally got this, I was very happy. So, yeah, he even does like a custom unscratched coin to match Two-Face's scratched coin, which is really cool. So, yeah, has a custom face that matches Two-Face's like Harvey side as well, with like the smirk here. So overall, just a really cool minifigure in general. So I'm so glad I have these two in my collection. And the last one is from a Christo. This is Christo's Red Robin. So this obviously doesn't appear in any of the LEGO games. Maybe the DS games, I'm not sure. I haven't played the LEGO Batman DS games. But yeah, this guy is really cool. I remember this was another video I used to watch 111 Brick Reviews 111 a lot for this version of Red Robin. So has a very nice custom printed cowl based off of the old LEGO Batman cowl. So like you can see those line up really nicely. So yeah, it's not a shaved down cowl or anything. It's like an original mold. You got like some nice printing on the front there. You get a very nice like older Tim Drake facial expression. And then you got a more cheerful facial expression, I suppose, or aggressive. And then on the back of the cape, you have the bandoliers and the belt. So yeah, overall, love this minifigure. I remember finding this one for a decent price, and I just had to jump on it. So that's how I ended up with Red Robin. I can't remember who I bought this off though, but yeah, as soon as I saw it, I had to have it because Tim Drake is my second favorite Bat family member behind Batman, and I just love Red Robin. So, and Tim in general, but that's how these two look together. So, looks so good. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been a really fun process for me to building up a collection based on one of my all-time favorite video games, and a game that means a lot to me. Very nostalgic for LEGO Batman 2. As I said at the beginning, it was my first ever LEGO game, and one of the things that really got me into Batman. And yeah, it's just been really surreal seeing all these minifigures come together, from playing in the video game to having them in person, especially some of the Justice Leaguers that, you know, some of the minifigures that we never got as kids, we can now get. So thanks to customizers. So yeah. Again, I just need to get a new Catwoman to complete that. And then for the Justice Leaguers, I really just need to get Cyborg based on how it looked on LEGO Batman 2, just to complete, like, I guess the main story roster. I'm not going to go for a full 100% roster for the collection. Just, I guess, like, the main characters from the main story, plus some others here and there, because I would love to get the Batgirl minifigure that we see from the post-game, as I have always loved, like, the Batgirl and the Black Canary minifigures as well. I love, like, the Batgirl design cowl that's based more on, like, the Batman cowl with, like, the chin strap. So I'd love to get something like that to sort of fill in. But, yeah. So, yeah, I don't have all the minifigures I showed off today in this display, just because my light box isn't big enough. So I just got, the main story characters. Plus, Flash and Hal Jordan to represent their customizers. So, again, Flash was from Bodega Bricks, but now he's been renamed to Cantina Bricks. Link to his Instagram and store will be down below. Same with Whirlwind Customs. His store, Instagram, will be down below. I get all my customs from either Tracy Minifigs or Baby Bricks. Both of those vendors will be down below in the comments if you're interested in those, as they have a wide variety of customs from a bunch of different vendors, which is really cool and to see and get. And yeah, Let me know which of these minifigures, custom or official, is your favorite. My favorite official minifigure is Two-Face, just because, as I said earlier, I've always loved the orange and purple color scheme. Two-Face is my favorite Batman villain, so I'm really, I just love this version of the minifigure. And then my favorite custom minifigure is the Flash. Again, very nostalgic for me, as I really love Flash in Lego Batman 2. He was my go-to character in the open world once I, got him, just like most of us. And then I just loved the design a lot, that he was actually my lock screen, like my wallpaper for a very long time on my, I want to say iPad or iPod. So, yeah, I've always loved those two designs the most out of Lego Batman 2. And just overall, I just love the designs in Lego Batman 2 the most. This was before they went with the new 52 designs in Lego Batman 3. This is sort of the art style that I prefer. They're very comic-based. They're comic-based, but they're not tied to any era or storyline in general. They're just like the classic sort of character designs that stand out. You know who the character is, but it's not tied to New 52, Rebirth, or anything specific. So that's what I love about the design of the old Lego games, Lego 1 and Lego 2. And I really wish they would bring that back, because, I guess you could say they kind of have with, the updated versions, which actually I didn't do this, but yeah. The updated versions, like from Lego DC Supervillains, kind of brought that back. But there's just something about the aesthetic of Lego Batman 2 that is just not there anymore. But I do love these two minifigures. So, yeah. Anyway, please comment, like, subscribe, and share for more. I do plan to do some more videos in the future around the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Its release. I just gotta wait for some stuff to arrive, and then I can film them. I do have a video planned of a Lego live-action Batman collection, so that will be coming up in the near future. Again, just gotta wait for some stuff to arrive before I can film that. And then I do have a mid-figs video that I do want to show off in the future of some Lego Batman villains that are mid-figs instead of big or minifigs. But again, gotta wait for some stuff to arrive. But anyway, comment, like, subscribe, and share for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye!